What's going on, YouTube? Pistol Pete here. Today, as you can tell by the title, I'm going to be going over my discontinued knives. So what I mean by that is knives that you can only pretty much find on eBay, at auctions, maybe some thrift stores or garage sales or something like that. But the manufacturer discontinued them. They no longer make them, and they might be either because they're really old or just because, sometimes they just didn't, maybe they didn't sell, but few of us liked them, the way they look and stuff. So I thought I would start with the cheaper ones first. I shouldn't say, the cheaper budget, more friendly ones, and then I'll work up to the more expensive ones, and we'll go from there. We'll see what's going on. So yeah, I'm gonna try to start making more content, especially going out there and reviewing, doing stuff. But with if you're a father out there, you all know, or I should say a parent. Sometimes I'm trying to find time right now, especially with my baby. She's 8 months old. My wife works weekends. I work weekdays. So trying to find that extra time to actually go out and actually demo knives and things like that has been getting pretty slim. So, but I'm determined to do it for you guys. I'm determined. I want to keep the channel rolling, keep growing, but it's just a little bit of a hiccup. But I'm gonna keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. Let's get started. Let's get started here. So, like I said, I'm gonna start with the budget items first, and then work my way through the more expensive ones. So, I got to start here with the Timber Rattler. This one here is the TR-126, and this one here is made in Pakistan, stainless steel. But as you know, and I said in my videos prior, if you want to check it out, go take a look at my full review, hard use review on this one. You'll see how this thing is an absolute beast, workhorse, just badass blade, super good heat treat. It's thin blade, but surprisingly, go look at it. I did a hard use, just beating on this thing. And the one I have two of these. I kept this one for collecting. I have another one for just hard use. And the reason why I got a second one is because of that reason. I've left it out in the rain. I've thrown this hundreds of times. I've cut with it, chopped with it. Everything. Even throwing this in the gravel and the dirt, and this thing still, it has never broken, has held up absolutely perfectly for the last like 15 years. So I was like, nah, if another one comes up, I'm going to get it. I found another one, this one on eBay. And this one new, one for around like 25 to 30 bucks. And I ended up paying 35, I think 30 to 35 for it. So I only paid 10 bucks more after a few years. But if you can come across this one, I highly recommend it. And it looks bitchin', dude. It looks like a modern style, like Crocodile Dundee Bowie knife. Just beautiful, beautiful full tang construction. And this was just says stainless steel. So I'm not gonna go over all the specs of these. I'll throw out the steel type on this, but I'm not gonna go over dimensions and length. I have individual videos on all these knives if you want to go take a look at them and see what the dimensions and all the backstory behind it. And actually, some of these I did hard use reviews on, not all of them, because these ones that are, in my opinion, are collectors. And as you follow my channel at all, I went over collector knives. There's a place for user knives and collector knives, in my opinion, that I use, because I have some, being in the knife, the knife community, and being a part of this content creator. There's all different types of us, right? I have friends and other content creators that do strictly just 100% collect. It's all collection. So they just show their knives and they just use them for collection investments. And I have other friends that believe that you're supposed to use every knife, whether it's $1,000 knife, or whether it's an old antique knife, whether it's a new knife. They all should be used. They all need to be swung around and tried out. So I'm in the middle. I have knives that I definitely use for collecting and that are just keep pristine and for investments, because I know a lot of these are just going to go up in value. And I have knives that I use, and I'll go and I'll take them to the woods with me. I'll take them camping. I'll just do demos here. My videos for you guys, and you can see that for all the videos that I have out, me testing these. So that being said, let's go on to the next one here. This one here is another one that's a surprising budget one. Discontinued. This one here is called the Zombie Killer Machete. So it is another thin one, but this one had a pretty good heat treat. This one here is 440C stainless, as you can see there, if it comes up in there. Bitchin' blade. The reason why I back these type of, when I say that, because I know I get a lot of haters. I get a lot of people on the comment section. You got the keyboard warriors. Oh, piece of shit from China. Oh, that's junk. It'll break on you the first time you swing it. No, it won't. You're speaking off of just strictly maybe comments you've seen or other videos, but I've personally used this one here. And I have two of these. Again, one for collecting, one for use. And I beat the living shit out of this on the trees and stuff that's not meant for it. You know, mind you, machetes are not meant to chop down trees. I've used it to chop down a tree and it chopped it down. So they're meant for more like light, soft vegetation, not meant for like hard wood, oak wood. I did splitting. I've done batoning with this thing. It's held up great. The only thing I didn't do was any type of really hardcore tip testing because the tip is super thin and you're going to expect that. Okay. And this, again, this was a $25 knife. So take that into consideration. But for 25 bucks and the look of it and everything, I highly recommend it. This being said too, though, I agree with everyone, including myself. I don't any blade. I don't like holes in my blades at all because I know that does create weak points, especially on weaker steels and thinner blades. I would wish they would have kept this all one solid piece all the way up. And I also wish that they had a fuller on both sides. But the fuller thing doesn't bother me too much. The holes and to me can possibly compromise the integrity of the steel, right? So if it's going to break, if you're swinging this really hard, the part that's going to break from is here, right? This less stability there with these holes here, you know, more room for failure. But again, it's a fantasy blade. It wasn't meant for that. I mean, it's meant for light vegetation, which it kicks ass. And that being said, like again, with these holes being that, I've had my other one years and years and years, never broke. I've chopped at this thing with crazy. I've thrown this thing, still around with the holes. So with those design holes, let's go on to the next one now. So another budget one that's been awesome. I got this brand new. I just got this recently, matter of fact. I love the look of it. This is the Condor Undertaker buoy. Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm being the Dundee buoy. This is the Dundee buoy. I'm confusing two. Condor Dundee buoy. And man, this sucker was razor sharp when I got it. I got this off eBay. Paid I think 35 as well for this. You know, 35, 40 bucks. They went new for around 25, same thing. So I didn't spend too much more. So you can find deals even nowadays. Some people, and they come up very often. I mean, not very often. They come up, you know, every so many months. Maybe you'll see one, maybe used, maybe beat up. So you're gonna have to pick and choose whether you want to accept it and clean it yourself. Or I looked out and got one brand new out of the box and old stock. So once in a while you get an old stock one. And this one you can see hundreds of reviews on this blade. Everyone loves it that I've seen so far. I haven't seen anyone. The only thing I hear people talk shit is the handle is a little bit round. For me, I have big hands. I have an XL, between XL and 2XL hands, and it fits my hand perfectly. I don't have any complaints, but I heard some people, I guess you have smaller hands, it makes it feel like the grip's too fat. But I don't see that, and I like how it has this little bird's beak or hook, so when you're swinging, it stays in your hand really firm. So to me, I was like, this is awesome. For a nice little, you know, it's a beater blade, but it's also tried and true. You can see, again, go check out the reviews on this one. Just freaking awesome. Highly recommend it. I mean, it feels great in the hand. And of course, everyone knows Condor has awesome reputation. And you can't go wrong with this one. Can't go wrong with it. All right, let's move on. Let's go on to a folder. Here's an old school one. A lot of guys might bring back memories and stuff like that. So this one here, you probably got this, you know, when I was younger, I got this, I think, at a swap meet. And now these are discontinued. You can't find them. You can find them on eBay now and then. I still think these are available. Even now on eBay, you can look for them. They're not too pricey. I think these sold, I paid 10, 15 bucks for these back 20 years ago, and now it's like probably 25 bucks. You know, so it went up by $5 to $10 now. But a cool little blade. I mean, it's lasted throughout the years. Used it. And this one here is United. It's a United cutlery blade. And you see there, I think it's just a 440. I believe, let me see, is that? Yeah, it just says UC 444 stainless Taiwan. So it is made in Taiwan, not China. So that's kind of cool. A little bit different. And it's been a sturdy blade. I mean, it's pretty sturdy. You know, it's lockback, standard lockback. Cool little knife. Cool little knife. Cheap. Okay, let's go on to a little bit more expensive now. And a little bit more rare. This one I've had for years and years and years. And you could tell that I use this thing like crazy. I've had this since I was like 12, 13 years old. So it's almost a 30-year-old blade. Little shy of 30 years, like 28-year-old blade. This one's the Explorer Ram 2. And this is 440 stainless, made in Japan. Just freaking awesome. And, you know, I know like a lot of people will get scared, you know, a lot, especially when they call them knife snobs, right? That, oh, you know, 440 cheap ass steel, blah, 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 and all blah, blah. To me, I've had really good luck with 440. And if you have a good manufacturing, a good reputable company that does really good heat treat, you don't have to be worried about that. So, I mean, try it yourself. Don't just go what people say, because I know a lot of people do that. You know, they'll get comments. Oh, that's a piece of shit, 440. Oh, man, that's going to break the first time you use it. Oh, well, I've had this for years. And I used to beat the hell. As a kid, I didn't respect this thing. I used to throw it in the dirt. Look at that. It's all scraped up. Chopped everything with it. I mean, hit logs through this. And this is obviously a hollow. It's not a full tank. So it just bolts in right here with like a hex bolt. I've thrown this thousands of times. Nothing's loose. Nothing wiggles. Look at that. Absolutely solid. Never had any issues with it for years and years and years. It's one solid piece of cutlery here. So, I mean, 440, but yes, it's made in Japan and heat treated right. So, again, don't be scared of these budget stills. Sometimes they will surprise you when you get them. So, let's move on to a little more expensive. So, let's see. Here's one that I picked up recently. What this in here is the Anaconda by Tops. So, and this one here is pretty bitchin', man. This is made in USA. If you all know Tops, Tops is just awesome, dude. Or you know what? I'm sorry. Blah, blah, blah. I knew that's why I was kind of losing my train of thought. This is the Armageddon, not the Anaconda, the Armageddon. So I fell in love with this years ago. I loved this blade since the first time I saw it. I couldn't find it anywhere looking. And then finally, you know, Tops, this one might be one that's a question mark as far as discontinued, because I've been years since I've seen it. I've seen it only on eBay and a few other like, who else? I mean, a few had old stock, and I think that's where I got this, was old stock. But I don't know if they still make it, or if they're still planning on making more. I'm not sure. I haven't seen him pump any of these out, and I still have this day. I still can't see any knife companies selling this, but I'm not 100% sure that it's discontinued. I really do think it is, though. But I wanted one, man. So I found this. I forget which. I didn't get this off eBay. I actually got this off of, I want to say it was maybe Smoky Mountain Knife Works. I think I got this one. Last one, of course. Last one in stock. Bought it. As soon as I bought it, they said out of stock. So, but I wanted it. I love the look of it. I love the look. A lot of people complain because, again, the handle's too fat. And this, when you're chopping back, this kind of rubs in your hand. And then this right here kind of rubs in your finger, creates hot spots. But I just love the look of it. And if you ever in the future, if you want to, you can always grind this down, grind that down, make it a little nicer. I'm actually seeing like a few different people remove this black coating, and this thing looks bitchin' with the black coating removed. Just make it all like, you know, polished finish. And all these, mind you, are razor sharp. So 1095 still, I mean, just absolutely beautiful. I love it. I love the way they do the handles. The handles are just freaking awesome. Just beautiful, beautiful handles. That canvas marcata handles. I love Tops. Everything I've seen Tops so far, I love. And there's a few knives I like, and this was definitely one of them. So I had to pick this one up. All right, next. We'll go on to the next one here. This one here was an old one. You can tell just by the handle. Look at that thing. It's beautiful, though. Has that real elk bone handle or antler handle, however you want to call it. This one's just called the Bowie, I think it is. Yep, the Bowie by Lender. I love Lender knives. These things are just so bitchin'. Again, 440C. This is inox stainless steel, so it's equivalent to a 440C is what they're saying when I look it up. Made in Germany, so a German-made blade. Just beautiful, just beautiful. I mean, look at that thick pummel, thick brass guard. Just looks like quality. Built just solid. I mean, this thing is weighty. You put it in your hands, you know you're not holding junk. You know you're holding just a work of art, heavy tool. It's just absolutely beautiful. So let's move on. Okay, going with that note, we're going to go to another Lender. Because as you know, lately I've been on a Lender kick, and I freaking love Lender. This one here is the Crocodile Hunter by Lender. And this one here is actually 1070 high carbon steel. Just another beautiful one. Beautiful, beautiful blade. Look at that. And all these came razor sharp. All these I'm showing you are all sharp as hell, especially out of the box. Were all sharp. The ones that I showed you that I used in beat, like the last Ram 2 one, that copy of a Rambo. That one was razor sharp when I got it. But of course, years and years using, I've sharpened it, so it's sharp. But it's not out of the box, just like no, it was sharp. But all these are out of the box, pristine. Just beautiful. Look at that. Coca-Cola handle, wooden handles, brass guard. Just absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So, yeah, alrighty. And now let's go to another folder, kind of pricey. And this one is now hard to find and has gone up in value. This one here is the Microtech SOCOM Elite. This one is the automatic. So little button, and then man, it kicks open hard. I mean, it shakes your damn hand when if you're not holding it tight, it'll fly out of your hand, man. So you make sure you're holding on this tight when you flip it open. But that spring is just awesome. And look at that blade, just a beautiful Tonto. This one's M390 steel. Just freaking beautiful. Aluminum handles, nice grip texturing inside there. Nice little window buster. Just absolutely beautiful. I love the grind work on that. It's just beautiful. And these are obviously sought after. You know, this one here I think went new for like back in the day for like $320, but I see these go for $500-600 now on freaking eBay, especially in a good condition like this one. Alrighty, almost done, guys. Bear with me here. So next one up is going to be obviously the. Got to go back to the Linder because I told you I've been on a Linder kick, and these ones are hard to find. I got these off of eBay and lucked out. All my Linder ones, not all everyone, but all these last three I'm going to show you, I've gotten from the same gentleman, and just lucked out because I reached out to him. I bought one off him, and I reached out to him and I said, hey, do you have any more? He said, I have two more. I was like, what kind of deal would you cut me for all three? And he gave me a smoking deal. I haven't seen any, for the price I got all three. Usually one of these will be the price of the three that I paid for these three. I guess the guy's not, he had those three and then went back to see if he had anything else. And there's one thing he sold. So I think he just posted them up just to sell them. And then he's hopped off the eBay. So, you know, luck the hell out. This one here is called the Big Western, even though it's a short one. This one here is the, I believe it's the 7-inch blade. Oh no, this one is the 5-inch. No, 7-inch, I think. And look at those nice elk antler handle, made in Germany. Just again, look at the craftsmanship. Look at the little details, attention to detail that they give this. The lining, the brass guard, aluminum pommel, the inlays in there, just absolutely beautiful. And again, we have that same type of quality with the bigger one. This is the 10-inch blade. This one they call, I mean, even though it's funny, these are almost identical as far as look, but this one's called the Big Western. This one's called the Crocodile Hunter. But same handles, exact same pattern, everything. Just a longer blade length. But absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So we can get that there. Yeah, Crocodile Hunter by Linder. Mirror finish. And all these are razor blades. All these are super, super sharp. I'm telling you, the quality is just amazing on these things. And then the Big Daddy. This one is the 12-inch blade length. Look at this thing, man. Compared to the, I can't even get it all in the picture of this one, but it's just another beautiful one. This one actually has a saw back. This one's called the Big Western on this one. And again, beautiful handle, brass guards, that sawback, functional sawback, not just a notching, not for notching, actually for sawing. You can see some guys use this in the videos. And again, guys, these are functional. Even though, you know, people say, oh, it's a partial tang, or not a partial tang, it's a stick tang or a reduced tang. These are built with quality in mind, and they're built to withstand, you know, some abuse. You know, mind you, yes, are they more sturdier than a full solid all the way? No, but for what they're intended for, if you're gonna use a knife to knife, these will last you a lifetime. They're functional knives, they're user knives, but you're not gonna want to go and start batoning this. You know, you don't want to freaking grab a huge log and get a log freaking as wide as the blade is and start smashing it through. Of course, you're gonna start loosening stuff and breaking stuff. That's not what this is meant for. So just letting you guys know. But don't be afraid. Don't think it's a cheap knife or it's gonna fall apart on you the first time you swing it. No. It'll last you, if you treat it right and treat it as a knife, it'll last you a lifetime. All right, getting close to the end here, guys. Bear with me. So you all know it's my favorite knife design. Absolutely love it. Discontinued. These were actually made in the late 80s. So these are about 30 years old. You know, they're close. They're actually a little over 30. Actually, you know, a little over 30 years old. I love them. I love them. And you probably, if you follow the channel, you already know the Anaconda, Blackjack Anaconda. This is the Anaconda 1. Now, I didn't pull all of them out because I have the Blackjack Anaconda 1, 2, 3, and 2A. So I have all 4 that they offered in this series, but they're identical as far as look and shape and everything else. So I didn't pull them out. The steels are a little different on some of them, but again, you're not going to see that in a video. But look how beautiful. I got all these in perfect, pristine condition. Just absolutely perfect condition. Never been used. I mean, they go, I mean, I lucked out. Thank God I've been lucky in getting good prices. But on a few of these, I paid somewhat kind of high. And then other ones, I got super good deals on. And I mean, if you're lucky to find one, in mint condition, they run about $400 or $500 now on eBay. Scratched up, used condition, you can find them for about $250 to $300. And I think they're only going to go up in value because these were really sought after. This is Mike Stewart design. The guy that's Bark River now. He's with Bark River now, and this is old. A lot of history behind these blades, you know. And just look at it. Just look at that blade. I mean, even back in and like I said, you guys know the story. I said it a few times already, but this one I'm going to show you, the last one here, the Big Brother, the Blackjack Anaconda 2. This is the one that I've always wanted as a kid. I was like, man, that thing's so beautiful. That thing's so badass. But I can never afford it. You know, I was always affording swap meet knives. I can afford knives like this because even back then, these are, you know, over $100. But now, like I said, if you can find them, they're like $500-600. And again, another 10 years, who knows? It might go up to close to 1,000. Who knows? And since I have all four, I'm gonna use these as an investment, man. Might do a 50th birthday or a wedding anniversary and go on a trip. Sell all four because they're all in mint condition. I lucked out and was able to get every single one of these in mint condition. No scrapes, they're not used. The edge is absolutely razor blade from the fact. It's like I pulled it out of the box, brand new, in the late 80s, and just was looking at it now. That's how perfect this thing is and how pristine this thing is. It's just absolutely beautiful. This is full tang. If you guys are questioning it, just has the holes here, but it goes all the way down to here. Badass guard, just beautiful. Just absolutely beautiful knives. And like I said, a lot of history behind these knives. These are made in Japan too. Oz 8 steel. So good solid carbon steel, user blades, functional, but beautiful. And like I said, now that these are considered collectors, I'm definitely not going to be using these bad boys. Just going to use them for collection. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and showed you some interesting older knives, some discontinued knives. Like I said, I just recommend, if you like any of these, just keep your eye on eBay. You know, go on eBay and put in save the search for the name of it. And once in a blue moon, one of these will pop up. I just recommend hopping on it right away if it's a buy it now. And if it's a bid, you could bid for it, but those bidding go either way. You either might get a good deal or they might go up freaking ridiculous, right? Ridiculously priced, you know, for certain things, you know. So it all depends. It's hit and miss with a lot of that stuff. But depends how bad you want it. It depends how much you want to spend. And if you want something for a collection. Like I said, all these here are, in my eyes, are, especially maybe the budget ones, not so much. But all these higher end ones like the Linders and the Blackjack Anacondas and even the Microtech, all those are just going to go up in value throughout the years as long as you keep them pristine and, you know, and not use them. And I have the boxes for a lot of these and stuff. So, you know, good investment. In my opinion, it's a good investment. It's almost like ammunition and gold, and very, very highly, it's very unlikely it's going to go down to nothing. They're always going to maintain value or go up, especially with these high quality discontinued knives. And I can see that. And there's a market for it because I've sold a few of my discontinued antique knives that I've had and doubled my money, tripled my money, you know, from knives I had when I was younger that I didn't care for. They weren't my style. And I just grew, fell out of love with the look and the knife itself, and I sold them and double, triple my money. So there's money there. So don't let anyone tell you like, oh, that's dumb. You know, you got shelf queens and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's money. It's money in the bank, in my opinion. You'll always be able to flip them and sell them if you want. If not, like you said, for me, a lot of these I'm going to keep and pass down to my kids, you know, let them choose, maybe sell a few and keep the ones I really like and let them have them when I pass. So, all right, YouTube, that's it for this one. I'll be doing a hard use review on another budget one coming up next. Stay tuned for that because I think you guys will like that one. It's a cool little blade and it's $12. So keep an eye out for that one. And until next time, see ya.